Good evening sa ating mga kausapan. Of course, it's Thursday once again. It's May 8. And of course, kasama natin si Doc D
At si Attorney E
dito
dito
sa
sa
Usapang Ed.
Okay, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. And we'd like to, of course, thank you all for being with us tonight, May 8. But before we start with today's Usapang TVET, Usapang TechVoc, recall lang natin what happened last Monday. Last Monday, we were talking about the Senior High School Voucher Program. Yun, at napakahalaga, no? Lalo na sa mga naghahabol pa na makapag-apply for vouchers for school year 2025-2026. Yan.
Siyempre, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang Senior High School Voucher Program. No?
Yes, palagi na lang kasing nachichismis yan eh.
Nachichismis.
May senior high school pa ba? May voucher program pa ba? Tuloy-tuloy ho yan. And last Monday, our guest was Butch Evarola explaining na yung mga grade 10 public completers automatically eligible.
Yes.
Alam mo, nalaman namin na hindi pala masyadong clear yon, no? Sa maraming grade 10 public completers na hindi nila kailangan mag-apply for vouchers, kailangan nilang mag-apply sa isang private senior high school para maka-redeem sila ng vouchers.
So, kaya very timely yung pag-guest natin kay Butch Evarola. But tonight, ang ating topic is on TechVoc and TechVoc Education and Training.
Yes.
So, ang ngayon ay usapang TVET.
Kasi paulit-ulit yun, no? Sa atin, sa education circles, no? Very familiar tayo sa TVET. Pero yung mga hindi siguro nasa education, technical, vocational, education, and training. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng TVET. At sino ang guest natin? Attorney Erap?
So tonight, makakasama natin ang figure, mga kilalang figures sa larangan or sa sector ng TVET, TechVoc Education and Training. Pakilala na natin sila. Of course, una ay ang president, ang current president ng UniTVET. UniTVET is an association, one of the 5 associations under COCOPEA. Ang president, of course, si Father June Inocencio. Good evening, Father. Good evening. And of course, si Attorney Mick Engracia, the Executive Director of UniTVET. Good evening sa iyo, Attorney Mick.
Good evening.
O bati naman kayo sa mga fans ninyo na nanonood, mga taga.
At maraming TVET students, no? At yung mga nasa technical vocational tracks ng senior high. Bati muna kayo, Father June.
Yun, napakaganda. O, at Attorney Mick, ikaw naman, bati ka din, bate.
Yes, good evening to all our members in UniTVET institutions, their trainers, administrators, and our students, of course. And our partners, our stakeholders, those from TESDA and those from the industry partners. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Wow, napakaganda. Talagang there's an entire universe of
Yes.
an entire sector for TVET. Pero bago natin tanungin sila, alam mo si Father June, kilala to because of Don Bosco. Parang wala
Yes.
akong nakilala na
Hindi ka kilala.
hindi ka kilala si Father June basta Don Bosco, kahit saang Don Bosco.
Siguro yun ang sasabihin ko kanina, no? Hindi yata natin na-emphasize na si Father June is a Salesian father, correct?
Yes.
Salesians of Don Bosco, right?
Oo.
And Don Bosco schools, no, medyo pioneering yan, no, sa larangan, no, ng technical education. So siguro ipaliwanag natin yung TVET. Father, para nga clear lang sa mga, anong level ba yung TVET? Is it basic ed, higher ed? Is it, outside basic ed and higher ed?
Yeah. I think makikita mo niya sa mga TESDA Act at saka CHED Act, no? And it's referred to tertiary education. That means to say after basic education, you go to the next level, which is tertiary education. But tertiary education has been classified accordingly as higher education and lower education, which
Both.
refers to the tech book. And therefore, tech book has been categorized as lower tertiary education.
Oh.
At siguro yun ang na-impress lahat doon sa mentality or the mindset of people taking the textbook program, and therefore the choice and culturally bias towards the selection of higher education as meaning the one with degree, college degree. And therefore, every one of our citizens and estudyante aims that at the end, they are like all those professionals having the college degree. But I think that is not anymore the mentality now, because you say what is important is the employability of all those who have tried to qualify themselves for a certain qualification and have this opportunity to be able to be employed. And the workforce development starts from that kind of idea where after having finished textbook, they can still proceed to higher level by having the levels 6, 7, 8 of what we call the Philippine qualification framework. And therefore, really, the institution of the qualification framework really qualifies the kind of level that we should be aiming at in terms of our educational ladder, rather than having the kind of mindset that I have to have a college degree. So I think that is the first cultural bias that we are trying to address at the tech book. That's why I don't know how attractive tech book when presented as a kind of technical vocational, attractive to those people who are having as a mindset a college degree to be qualified to work. So you know the bias we are trying to address. You know? For that reason, we say we are trying to redefine what is tertiary education. And therefore, we try to change the kind of definition of higher education as one of pursuit of a career. Okay, career, you know? And there will be some who will be more emphasis, who has more emphasis in terms of the knowledge, the science, and therefore they become career professional education. And now we'll say those who would want to see the applicability of that science into practical way of living through the technology. So career technical education. That's how we're going to rebrand. And that's what we are trying to push through. No? That all of us are meant to have a career in life. That's the role that you're going to play. And some will be called to have the more of the science of development, expansion of knowledge, but that has to be translated into practical use through technology or the technical skills. So this is how we're going to rebrand now. Tech book and more, it's career tech and career professional.
Doc D.
Alam mo, ngayon ko lang narinig yung part na yon, no? I didn't realize we were calling it tertiary education. So there's higher tertiary education and lower tertiary education. Hindi talaga yun magandang languaging tungkol sa TVET as lower
Parang inferior,
tertiary education. I think now a lot of people are using the term post-secondary. So post-secondary education is either college, higher ed, or TVET. Tama ba yun, Father?
Yes, pero anong kinakareer mo sa buhay? Yun ang basis natin. No? So anong kinakareer mo sa buhay? That career is the more impressive one rather than calling it tech book. Because both are careers. Whether you're going to the science of it or the practicality of that science in everyday living through technology.
Si Attorney Mick, I think, is Davao City-based, correct?
Manila na po ako ngayon, ma'am.
But
I
previously,
used to
Davao.
be in Zamboanga.
Zamboanga
No,
City. Pareho ba ang conception ng mga wala sa NCR, sa mga kabataan na nasa NCR, tungkol sa TVET? Pareho bang
Ah,
pananaw?
ang kinalakihan ko sa TVET when I started, when TESDA was established, dalawang keyword or striking words that na, you know, napasok sa understanding of what TVET is. One is the word competencies, and the other is practical skills. Nakakahon kami doon nung unang panahon ng mga TESDA, the first time that TESDA was established. Those were the times that even TESDA does not even know what TVET is, no? But we tried to do a lot of benchmarking and all that. Isang glaring, tama yung sinabi ni Father, no? We spent so many years in quote-unquote debunking some myths that Tibet is for the poor, Tibet is only for the low,
Low income.
the slow
Low
learners,
aptitude,
the less
yes.
matalino, oo. Yun yung mga gusto naming buwagin since time immemorial, that Tibet, that TESDA or Technical Vocational Education was separated from DepEd when the tribalization came. And until now, hindi pa namin maalis-alis yun na talagang ang kamaramihan sa pamilya ay talagang gusto nila na degree holders. But in fairness to the government and to TESDA especially, they have done so much in terms of programs to really put technical vocational education and training at the forefront. Pero nandun pa rin yung stigma na ito ay, well, it's a fact naman na hindi ito ay degree, no? But the fact also remains that in the so many workers, we are for workforce development. TVET is for workforce development. Sa workers, isang kumpanya, ang middle-level skilled workers, ang maraming pangangailangan. Not the ones in SHED who train them to become managers probably, or those in the higher levels of positions in government. But kami sa TVET, ang tinitrain namin ay yung mga nasa middle level, the skilled workers. The unskilled, we want them to be skilled. So yun yung natin yung sa usapan, sa pag-iisip namin kung ano yung TechVoc. It's really talking about competencies in work,
Practical
or in a
skills.
particular job, and doing practical skills, which is the vocational part. If you put sabi nila, pag na-attach mo na yung science of that, it becomes technical education, and vocational being a vocation. So ngayon, gusto namin baguhin yun sa sinasabi ni Father. We would like to transform TVET into something like a career technical education, so that lahat ng mga graduates may karera, hindi yung basta na lang sila hanggang low level types of in response to the reports of EDCOM and even Undersecretary Kiko's administration now. Now they want to get transformed to higher levels of qualifications.
Yeah. Alam mo, yun ang napansin ko rin eh. Agree ako kay Attorney Mick. Alam niyo, pag tiningnan natin yung TESDA Act, nakalagay doon middle level skills. Parang, so if
Yes.
you're in the sector, tapos sabi nyo, you're trying to debunk that, the myths and the stigma na pagka mahina ang ulo ng bata, mag-TechVoc na lang. Alam mo, may kinalaman din yung batas na yun eh. Parang bang you already put a ceiling on what the person can reach in life. Hanggang middle level ka lang. So, I think now that should change. Kasi if you're talking about highly technical jobs or skills, then it should not be designated as middle level only. Ngayon ang tanong ko, Attorney Mick and Father, ano po ang opportunities na naghihintay sa isang TechVoc graduate or completer? Ano pong para mapakita natin what's really unique? Ano bang path na unique sa TVET versus someone who took higher education or yung senior high school, kasi di ba merong TechVoc din sa senior high. Anong unique doon na post-secondary tapos nag-TechVoc training ka? Anong naghihintay sa kanya?
I think we should understand it from the context ng trifocalized education. No? The trifocalized education is a gradual transition of students as they go to the different levels of formal education. No? Again, we are distinguishing formal education, non-formal education, and informal education, which are all supposed to aim at putting qualification to people who prepare themselves for the different skill requirement of a particular qualification. So therefore, you would see the progression of the skills, which requires also some basic competencies that are common and that are basic to a particular qualification, should be addressed as preparatory for all those different skills when you go to the core curriculum. For that reason, it is very important to determine what is the core curriculum for a particular qualification and what are the basic curriculum that should accompany that. And what are the common curriculum for a particular group of competencies, a sector of the different industry. So yun ang dapat na framework na makita ko at yun ang hinahanap ko doon sa framework na tinatanong namin parati sa DepEd. What is your framework of development of TVET program in basic education? Tapos nandiyan ang influence na TVET cannot be disassociated with industry. So therefore, the primary role of industry in trying to see the curriculum and the one who would assess and would qualify people is supposed to be the industry. Therefore, if they are the one who designed the curriculum and they are the one who prepares the different development of those skills, they are the recipient of all those people who have been trained in that kind of content of formation. So therefore, I think that's why we created the law of enterprise base, where it is anchored very much on the industry experience and the industry environment and the need of particular community through the community college. So yun siguro ang dapat natin iayos, yung konsepto na what is the framework that you use in development of the program in Tibet in this type of localized education.
Yeah. Ano siya palagay mo, Doris?
Hindi kasi siguro yung I think what Father June also was trying to explain is that nagkaroon na kasi ng TVET track, right? Sa senior high. So pinasok na sa K-12 curriculum yung TVET from 9, 10, 11, 12, correct?
Yeah.
Father June. Although 9, 10, meron na dyan. Pero 11, 12, in the current curriculum, there really is a track for TechVoc. Right?
Siguro yung curriculum insertion and the way they organize the curriculum do not provide the proper element how you are able to develop the skill. So for example, there are different kinds of qualification that need to be attended at those core curriculum that has to be developed at senior high school. Yet we know that because of the jump-packed
Core.
subjects that are there in the curriculum, it's hardly given opportunity to have the contact hours to develop the skills. And for that reason, the first comment that we had when the K-12 program was issued, the immersion in the industry, which is only 80 hours before, and now they start negotiating, increasing a little, increasing there, but it's a kind of a minute address of the bigger issue.
So, Father,
The industry, no? How involved in the industry and how in the industry are part of the assessment of the people whom they will absorb from that kind of program.
So Father, since 2016, we started this senior high current curriculum.
Yeah.
So in 2018, may first cohort of senior high schools TechVoc track, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying na because the curriculum was not exactly responsive, no, to say the work immersion hours necessary for the students to be employable, totoo yung observation na hindi sila employable at grade 12? Or is it also because ayaw naman talaga silang i-employ ng industry kasi nga may oversupply ng college graduates? Ano ba talaga ang nangyari? Or pareho? All of the above?
Maraming factors. First, at say before, no, we have additional 2 years because if they graduate high school, they're not capable of being employed because they're only 16. So the senior high school was added so that there will be more time for them to reach the age of employment. So the training that they would have will try to equip them with the kind of age requirement work. And therefore, that kind of arrangement of senior high school having the tech track will fit properly if the program fits the whole curriculum. And the provision of the implementation of the program requires the equipment, the teacher, and the provision of the different requirements in order to make it more effective. And that's why we said for Tibet, there is the UTPRAS where it tries to regulate on how quality Tibet can be delivered to the UTPRAS. And the DepEd did not subject themselves to UTPRAS because they said they are educational institution by itself.
Mayroon akong tanong, Father. Kasi po, di ba, yung mga TESDA courses, yung mga skills programs and training programs, usually, ano siya, di ba, may mga skills involved sa professional or degree courses. Di ba? Halimbawa, accounting, di ba, merong basic accounting, basic bookkeeping sa TESDA. No, tapos meron ka naman sa higher education na accountancy, no? Tapos pwede silang it's a profession. Another example, I think mas controversial yung maritime, 'di ba? Merong maraming mga maritime courses na TESDA, NC2. Tapos maritime as a degree is under marina. Paano yan? Hindi ba nagkakaproblema doon? Na sabihin ng marina, teka, yung ino-offer mo, TESDA Institute ka, hindi ka naman dapat nag-o-offer niyan. Dapat ang nagtuturo niyan ay qualified, no? Yung magturo sa maritime course sa college. Bakit ang nagtuturo sa inyo? Tapos usually ang explanation doon ng mga TechVoc institutes ay qualified naman to kasi basic at skills yung itinuturo. Naka-encounter na ba kayo ng ganyan problema sa mga members niyo?
Marami. That's why at the beginning of that program ng K-12, I have proposed to DepEd an alternative curriculum under Brother Army, on senior high school. And that was approved by DepEd, removing all the things that perhaps is not concentrated on the workforce development. So you have to divide it, what is supposed to be the common curriculum, what is the basic curriculum, and the core curriculum, and try to see how the contact hours provided by DepEd in the schedule and the curriculum implementation should accommodate that kind of allowance, that kind of accommodation of the number of hours that are required for all those different things that has to be taken in order that the training will more or less simulate the UTPRAS in terms of application.
Pero Father,
Attorney Era.
yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, actually, may I just,
Yeah.
Actually po, walang away between TechVoc and higher ed programs. No? We align ourselves with the PQF, the Philippine Qualification Framework. And PQF speaks of levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Kami ang nandun sa 2, 3, 4, and 5. Higher ed na yung 6. In the case of bookkeeping, that level of bookkeeping is NC3. Okay, the skills in NC3 or under the PQF, really, may mga descriptor yun kada level. May descriptor kada level. That is why you can ladderize that into higher education program. The focus of TechVoc programs are really the skills to it. Yun ang away namin ngayon. Yun ang problema namin ngayon.
Kanina sabi mo hindi nag-aaway, ngayon may away.
Kami ang nagka-problema ho, Atty. We listen to the industry and the industry will tell us it's not just skills. Okay, so the Tibet sector, we're very focused in skills training. The skills itself, the doing, the learning how to do. May basic and common competencies kami. Pero sabi ng mga industriyan na nakausap namin, mukhang kulang. No? So they really hammer on soft skills. And when we do that, then kung minsan nasasakop na namin yung, what they call subjects in higher general education siguro. No? Gusto ni Father, holistic. So sabi ko, pag holistic ka, natatapakan mo na siguro yung higher ed or even there's also holistic development in secondary. No? So that's the that's the gray area. Actually, let me just call it a gray area. No? Saan ba talaga kami? Doon lang kami sa skills or doon kami sa skills training development na parang sakupin mo na lahat ng mundo. Pero kami, Tibet actually started with just skills development. Makikita nyo yun. And yung question mo, anong uniqueness ng Tibet? I think it's trabaho, no? The reason why, ma'am, we could be proud na kami nakapatrabaho namin yung graduates namin. Kasi yung skills training namin is dependent on the training regulations that is crafted by industry themselves. It may be kulang, sometimes it's not updated, but it is the industry telling us these are the skills. These are the competencies that you need to train. We only there's a suggested curriculum of TESDA already. We just enhance and reach that or validate that, deliver to the students. So more or less, hindi lang more or less, no, malaki ang chance na natumbok natin kung ano yung skills na gusto ng industriya. The reason why there is still mismatches, kasi mabagal tayo mag-update kung ano yung emerging, ano yung in-demand kayo. Mabagal ang proseso.
Sino
in the
mabagal?
making of the training.
Yung development ng training regulations.
Mga training regulations.
Training regulations.
Mahabang proseso naman din talaga
Mahabang
yun.
proseso. And then the schools are so dependent on the releases of the training regulations and the competency-based curriculum. Very dependent ang mga schools doon. So pag mabagal yan, di natin alam ang nag-usad na pala yung industriya.
Kaya nga yung
sa institution, ganyan pa din.
That's why enterprise-based will still work, no? Because you cannot expect the schools to really, very quickly implement if the training regulations are not there in the first place. Pero sa experience niyo sa senior high, as it is currently implemented, nakatulong ba siya insofar as producing work-ready senior high graduates? O wala tayong data? Kasi sa ibang anecdotal kong naririnig, may NC na, senior high graduate, TechVoc track, pero nag-college pa din. Kasi nga, gusto pa rin talagang mag-college, libre naman yun.
Yeah, in depression nga, there are two claims. One is claimed by DepEd and one is claimed by industry. Industry says that the graduates of the senior high school do not have the kind of competency that are expected of the graduates of Tibet. And therefore, that is very obvious to them. And then, so if you compare the graduates of those who underwent the Tibet program of the TBI, it's very far from the Tibet that graduates from the senior high school.
Okay.
That's a very, very remarkable experience in the industry. And so therefore, there is some defect in terms of the implementation of the program in senior high school. First, of course, the lack of equipment, lack of teachers, and they do not have that. And that's why they proceeded with the joint delivery. But even the joint delivery has become political in terms of implementation because of the perk that the private school can get from the allotment that's given to the joint delivery. And so therefore, there is a lot of things that are really gray area in the implementation of that program.
So in other words, Father, what you're saying is, it is the senior high Tibet track graduates who industry is claiming are not work ready, but those which came from TVIs that are really strictly TechVoc, right, are earned their NCs.
Yes, there are NCs.
So Father, ngayon na nagre-revise tayo ng senior high curriculum, will we be able to cure this?
That's why I was asking that we have been talking with the Secretary Gono many times, because we talk always change of people facing us. Therefore, there's no continuity of what we discussed. I have to repeat several times what I already said. And therefore, a continuation of that kind of dialogue do not really bring to a completization. And that's why we are making this kind of involvement. The organization would like to see how it should be delivered.
So anong konkretong magiging proposal ninyo, Father, na lumabas na ang strengthened senior high school na walang mga tracks and strands?
The first problem that we have is very few students would have the first choice if they would want to see workforce development, the tech book. No? And they would always opt the other track that we used to have before. But now it seems it is now only the academic and the technical. What is the view of the DepEd in terms of when the student makes a technical choice? And what is the kind of support that the student have when they make that kind of choice? When they leave a senior high school, for those who are having the college courses as in mind at the end course, I don't know. The whole program of that is geared to college preparatory.
Mhm. Kamusta pong enrollment sa sa TVET? Overall total population estimate po.
Total population is coming from other course. Those who have already graduated and many of those who graduated and shifted to Tibet. And those who cannot proceed further the college education, they go to Tibet. That's the increase of Tibet. And it more significant, as EDCOM have noted, that many of the students that are now going to Tibet are from the college.
Oo, yung meron ng yung gumraduate na sa college, sila yung nagte-tech walk Oo.
Kasi they cannot find employment.
Because they cannot find employment. So parang naging parang naging another parang naging
That's an EDCOM data.
Oo. Para siyang isang buong artery. Halimbawa, hindi ka makakapagtapos ng college for whatever reason, magtitivet ka. Or after senior high school, of course, even whether your track is academic or technical vocational, you still can proceed.
Kaya nga, why not reverse the process? So you give them opportunity to work, and if they want to go to continue college education, they're more prepared for that, and they would make that kind of choice depending now on how they see themselves in the work environment.
Kaya lang, Father, parang ang nangyayari, yung reverse nga, parang hindi kasi first option yung TechVoc. Nagka-college muna, tapos pag hindi nakahanap ng trabaho, tsaka sila magte-TechVoc. Father, may kinalaman ba dito ang kultura ng Pinoy
Meron, yun
families?
nga, kasi nga, ang ating mga heroes, they're all educated outside with college degree, and all the examples that we have are all those having the kind of college degrees. No? So therefore, to gain any status in society, you must be a college degree. You must have college degrees. So it's in that, ingrained in our system, our cultural exposure, that kind of attitude. And even the parents enhance that by expecting them to be a college graduate like them.
Palagi ko, Father, ikaw yung magiging national hero ng TechVoc. Hindi, pero alam mo,
Attorney,
may kinalaman ng kultura.
Yeah, pero kasi pag tinignan din naman natin, you do not accept graduates or completers of grade 10, right? Kailangan 12.
No, we can accept because meron mga training regulation na grade 10 lang ang requirement.
Meron bang under grade 10 pa? Meaning, mataas kasi ang attrition natin from grade 3 to 4, right? Hindi talaga nakakapagtuloy ang mga bata. Hindi nagtatapos ng grade 6. Yan ba pwedeng mag-TVET programs?
Miski na hindi ka nag-graduate, basta you are able to exhibit the competencies required for a particular qualification, you can be assessed as qualified by TESDA.
And they will be accepted, to enroll in a program.
Oo.
Yes.
Kasi 15 years old, di ba? Tama ba ako? 15 years old, di ba? Pwede na.
Yes.
So age ang
age ang kailangan.
Sa TESDA law.
Yung hindi ka pa magpagtrabaho because of labor requirements, another question.
Pero pwedeng mag-train 15 years old, di ba? Yan ang mga usual qualifications.
May mga ibang training qualification that grade 10 acceptable as student for that kind of course.
So sa data ninyo, Father, ilan and Attorney Mick, ilan sa mga nasa TechVoc school, TVIs natin, ang grade 10 completers or even grade 6 graduates? Marami ba yan? Hindi?
Not. Kasi normally, those who are accepted for grade 10 or even below below grade 10 are those in community-based training. Nakikita ko sa data ng TESDA, they accept na hindi naman talaga nag-graduate ng high school, like for agriculture or competencies or community-based training in rural areas. Kasi nga, and the other one is in recognition of prior learning.
So
May
nasa-certify
mga
naman.
Nasa-certify sila if they come from industry. May mga workers from industry na hindi nakapag-aral pero matagal na silang nagtrabaho. We had a lot of schools, so we're doing recognition of prior learning before, and then pag mag-take sila ng exam, nakakapasa. So automatic na sila na may qualification or may certification. So those are the instances. But that's siguro, if I'm not maybe mistaken, those are less than 10%. Generally, most of our takers are really from graduates of senior high school.
90% pa rin are graduates of senior high school.
Yes, because the requirement of TESDA says high school graduate. And because the interpretation is that if you don't graduate say, grade 12, you are not really called a high school graduate. So nag-pick up kami doon na dapat senior high school graduate ang estudyante.
Oo. So we do not solve the problem of out-of-school youth. Yung mga those who actually have left the system before they hit grade 10.
That TESDA has addressed that already through the RPN, recognition of prior learning, and the other one is for specific qualifications that will allow the entry of non-high school graduates. Hindi ko lang memoryado, but there are specific qualifications that allow that.
Alam mo tuloy, naisip ko, yung 18.9 na functionally illiterate at hindi makaintindi, hindi makapag-basic math equation, baka sa skills sila, baka they belong to the skills.
Okay ba yun?
Training.
Kasi kanina sinasabi ni Attorney Mick, no? Ang comment naman ng industry, kulang. In other words, parang, hindi holistic. Kulang sa soft skills. So, how do you answer that?
And we are raising with TESDA already to review basic competencies and core competencies and to, common competencies, again, to listen to industry, what they really want. No, we had a meeting with a group of employers just recently, and they bigla sinabi nila, yung TVET kasi walang design thinking skills, your common and your basic. Sabi ko talaga wala kasi akala namin pang higher level yung
mataas
design thinking skills, no? Mataas yun, oo. So that's why there is a tendency to prefer higher education graduates. And nakikita kasi namin na sa higher ed, mahaba yung disiplina nila. You're talking of 3 years in college, 4 years in college. Nandun na yung disiplina for everything. No? Pero kami sa TechVox, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month. How can you develop all those in that period?
Pero alam mo, feeling ko kasi oversupply din. I think the industry prefers college, for example, kasi marami ring unemployed na college. Pero kung sabi mo lahat yon ay very clear yung kanilang path, they're employed, then pwede yung skills, dumaan ng skills training, that should, I think malaking bagay din talaga yung yung oversupply of college graduates. Ngayon may tanong pala ako. Lagi nila ako may tanong.
Oo nga. Pansin ko nga.
Hindi ko alam, Father, kung na-resolve na to. Father, di ba tayo nung mga senior high school, yung first rollout, yung K-12, magkakasama na tayo sa lahat ng usapan dyan. Kasi di ba yung senior high, yung TechVoc track doon, walang kinalaman yung TESDA, di ba? Sa curriculum noon, it's all DepEd, yung pag-design. Kasi hindi magkasundo eh. Kasi
Alam nila, pag kinuha nila yung programa ng TESDA, okay na yun. No? But I don't think hindi nila intindihan that there are elements in the training regulation that requires for that kind of training of skills. But pag wala yan, no? For example, there are common skills that are for particular sectors that needed to be enhanced at the DLE.
Oo. So hindi pa yan na-resolve, Father? Hindi pa yan?
Akala ko nag-uusap na ngayon.
Oo. Ngayon kasi natatandaan ko nung Doris, nung Doc D, nung lahat ng mga public hearing si Father for Don Bosco, Yun ang ina-argue niya. Sabi niya, dapat mas marami yung hours sa actual
Immersion.
skills training. Immersion. Hindi magkasundo with DepEd. So,
Mm.
hanggang ngayon ba? Kasi
Ganun.
di ba nung in-implement yung senior high, yung TechVoc track, ang nag-develop noon is TESDA, no? Hindi siya, I'm sorry, DepEd, no?
DepEd.
Hindi TESDA ang nagano. Hanggang ngayon po ba ganun pa rin?
Give way yung iba,
Mm.
depending sa insinuation ng sasabihin sa kanilang test na hindi enough yan. Or ngayon, nakikipag-partner ang TESDA sa implementation. So, na-allow yung ibang additional, yung iba, yung minimal. But it doesn't really come into the qualification. The qualification, different qualification, requires different number of hours for particular practice.
Mm.
Hindi pwedeng isang requirement lang.
Okay.
So akala ko nag-uusap sila. Is it ngayon lang ba ang mga interagency meetings na yan to develop the senior high curriculum?
Ako ang inaayos sa kanila ang konsepto ng what is TechVoc, what technical vocational education.
Okay. Isa pa, Father, isa pang madalas pag-usapan. Pag TechVoc, ang iniisip palagi ay yung mga paggugupit ng buhok, manicure, pedicure. Di ba? Yun ang instead of the industry-based na, di ba, na skills. How is that being addressed now? Na community-based and industry-based?
Or needs-based? Yung kailangan
Needs-based,
talaga ng community at ng bansa.
It's the industry that will dictate now. These are the things that we need.
Kasi
Kaya
di ba, yun ang
kasi
madalas na
yung-
iniisip, sige, mag-techbook. Yung manicure,
Yung kasi
pedicure.
yung mga beauty care,
Oo.
the likes of
Hair and
that
nails pa.
qualification, Ma'am Doris.
How do
Mandatory
we highlight yung
Eh,
industry-based naman na skills? How do we make that as the banner program ng TechVoc?
Actually, that's the policy of TESDA now, area-based
Oh, yeah.
and
Oo.
needs-based and
Industry.
driven ang dapat ang mga kurso na i-offer. But then their hands are tied also because some of these are community-based and
Community-based.
connected to local governance. So pag ito ang sinabi ng congressman o ng mayor o ng gobernador na this is the kind of training we want to give to the constituents, wala ka namang magawa doon.
Teka, tanongin na si Doc D.
So,
Kung ikaw, anong...
so wait lang. So anong gagawin ng So ano ngayon ang direksyon ng TESDA? Kasi parang ang daming nangyayari and yet ang dami pa ring gaps, no?
Parang ganito na
Yes.
yung TESDA, sabi niya. The lower NC1, NC2, kasi sinakop na ng TESDA. Kayo nang bahala dyan. We will concentrate on level 3, level 4.
Sinakop na ng DepEd.
DepEd pala.
Ang NC1, NC2.
And to,
So,
Okay.
ang TESDA, higher level na.
Yeah,
pag TESDA.
3, 4, 5.
Oh. Kaya lang dapat i-amend nga yung middle level.
At may budget ba ang TESDA?
Meron, pero
Meron.
yung appropriation at kung paano nagagawa yung appropriation ay malaking usapan.
Father,
Kasi-
paano yung assessment fee? Malaki ba yun? Prohibitive ba yun?
Hindi naman.
Hindi naman.
Kasi
it's
in
included
proportion to the scholarship gain, it's not.
It's not.
Pero bakit hindi po, bakit karamihan ay sa
Ginagawa
NC1,
nilang
NC2 lang?
reason yun. Ginagawa nilang reason na hindi sila makapag-exam kasi wala silang pambayad sa assessment.
Pero dapat may investment din sila. Hindi, kanina gusto kong tanong si Doris,
Ano?
anong gusto mong, anong TESDA course kung ikaw papipiliin? Sige nga.
Parang gusto mong sagutin ko ng hair and nails pa eh.
Hindi, akala ko bartending.
Oo. Kasi pag pag marami tayong ganyan na graduates, talagang uunlad ang Pilipinas. Diba? Papuntang industrialization talaga. Anyway, so Father, anong ginagawa ng UnityVet ngayon? Sige, given all of this, sige, tell us, what is your advocacy, what are your advocacy initiatives?
Okay, so una muna, we're trying to see workforce development. Workforce development, we have asked to answer first the workforce need in the Philippines. So local muna ang dapat natin makita. Ano ba yung so strengthen yung community college, no? So therefore you will have community-based delivery of our debate program, of which we need to get a model of how is community college understood in the Philippine context. and how this one interconnect with the higher level by the educational pathway. That's how we were exposed to the model of US of community college, which is supposed to be attached
Pathway.
to a pathway to higher education. So it's not a separate, but rather integrated part of higher education. So that's how it prospered. And those who are going to community college do not feel the mean by the kind of enrollment in a community college, but many of them will have to go first with a community college because they need proper.
Father, wait ka lang dyan. Ang community college, sa CHED na yan, di ba?
No, there is community college concept in a typology of that CHED, I mean, say TESDA.
In the typology of TESDA, there is also a community college.
Yes.
How different is it from the community college
And
typology?
why? This is the thing that we are trying to clarify. How does the understanding of a community college, we say, dubs with
Baka
the
dapat mag-usap kayo ni Doc Sinch.
of
They're also advocating for community college sa higher ed na, di ba?
Baka, Father, dapat isa lang ang CHED at TESDA.
CHESDA.
yun ang dati kong pinapropose.
CHESDA daw, CHESDA.
Everything post-secondary, di ba? After
Yeah.
senior high. Ano, Father, minumove ba yung CHESDA discussion?
Maraming may second opinion. Dati, yun ang part ni ewan ko sino congressman yun, na pag-isahin ang
Pagsamahin.
Pagsamahin. Commission on Higher Education and Skills Development Authority. Commission na authority pa. Ano ba yan?
Maipilit. Pero, Father,
Maipilit lang.
medyo nagwo-worry ako kasi nag-public consultation ng senior high school at merong Tech Pro. Diba?
Ayun,
Nadadagdagan
Tech Pro,
ng
oo.
work immersion hours. You think this will work?
Iba yung konsepto na dinidevelop namin. So,
Ano yung Tech Pro, Father?
Ina nga, hindi ko nga ma-understand yung paggamit nila ng Tech Pro. Yeah, I was the one, a vehement reaction to that. And we were trying to redefine that and try to reframe it in terms of saying everybody goes for a career. But one who would go to the science of exploration and knowledge expansion is the professional, which is supposed to be accredited by the example, PRC, regulated. And therefore now they expand the knowledge and they are the scientists. And then the application of science to practical living is the technology.
Baka dapat meron tayong Silicon Valley, no? Katumbas ng
Yeah.
dito sa Pilipinas, yun lang ang focus.
Kasi the scientists will not do this practical thing to do that. It's a technology, a technician that operates that.
Father, lahat ba ito sinabi mo na sa mga EDCOM 2 meetings?
Yes. Paulit-ulit na noon pa.
So ano ang final na recommendations ng EDCOM 2 when it closes in November?
Kaya nga, sabi ko nga, maraming beses na maraming sinasabi, at the end, iba'y nakasulat.
Nako.
Okay, sige. Ganito muna. Umiinit ang usapan. Iwan muna natin ng konti yan. What about benchmarking in other, meron bang, anong mga examples sa other countries
Na
na
pinakamaganda ang
nag-succeed kasi
programa.
malakas ang skills training and development?
We
Education.
just came from China and we were so humiliated by comparing our program with the way they operate their program at the technical vocational level. Because the universities and colleges, when we went to those different debate programs, they're just concentrated on that level. Those who will go for the higher education will be another institution. So lahat ng my God, the grandiosity and the equipment and the technical and the whole preparation, the way they did it is so far behind. And that's why when we ask them to evaluate their cybersecurity, they say it's 2 two level down from the way they operate the cybersecurity or the electric vehicle and all this development in automotive.
Anong medyo malapit-lapit sa economy natin? Kasi China yon. I was about to say Singapore, pero
Iba rin yun.
masyado namang mayaman yung mga bansa. Ano yung medyo malapit-lapit sa atin? Tapos we can
Maayos.
take,
Ang technical
In
vocation.
lessons.
different way, because we went also to Korea. No? We benchmarked with Korea. Now we are trying to do the program with Australia on teacher ed training. And now we also want to do the healthcare with our, partnership with Unilab. We are just concluding it tomorrow, the Unilab arrangement of how to address the healthcare.
Kailan tayo nag-Singapore
Before the implementation of senior high in 2016. In 2014, we had the program, a benchmarking program with Singapore's Institute of Technical Education, Institute for Technical Education.
Sobrang advanced. Natatandaan mo na doon sa akin
Higher
na tayo ng
NCs.
3D, ano tawag doon? Di ba yung 3D something?
Yung mga
Sobrang tagal
multimedia
na nun,
design
di ba?
nila, very,
May
very,
3D, ano na sila?
very
Basta-
advanced.
Hindi ko
And
tuloy
then
anong
yung
tawag.
aircraft or something about, aeronautics na very din.
That's more than a decade ago, no? So Father, ano bang, so what's the future of
Oo nga.
TechVoc
Parang wala
in the
pa tayong
Philippines?
pinag-usapan kundi problema.
Yes, we are internationalizing the program because we need to come up with standards of what the international community agrees about TechVoc. And that's why we kept this kind of partnership with China, with Korea, with Australia, so that now we level the matching of our competitive standards with those different countries, which is also a way by which we try to see how is workforce development at the local and global level, so that the training that we have also matches the expectation of those because of mobility of students and workers. These are the things that we are considering. So our students do not only work here, our students also have the ambition to go and work abroad. And therefore, how do you facilitate that? And how is the qualification we have here matches with the qualification of those different qualification standards in the different countries? So these are the things that we have done with the competency standard, the matching of our competency standards.
Marami pa tayong dapat
Workforce
pag-usapan.
development, local and global level.
Pero sa atin mismo, sa jurisdiction natin, ano yung mga, I hate to use this term, pero low-hanging fruits? Ano yung madali sana na attainable naman when it comes to TechVoc?
First is to qualify our TVET providers with certain quality assurance first. This is what we are trying to work out.
Quality.
By also now formulating a kind of accreditation for all our TVET institutions that they should be the one delivering quality TVET program assured. And therefore, once that is assured, then we will see how do we partner now with industry delivering this quality TVET according to the needs of the industry.
Yeah. Actually, nakasulat lahat yan sa priority agenda under TVET. Needs-based system, industry involvement, quality in the provision of TVET, yung QA nga, and then framework for equivalency. So ang tinatanong ko lang is nasaan na tayo insofar as our recommendations are concerned and of course the roadmap. Sige, I suppose EDCOM will have that in its terminal report. Pero siguro it is na pwede pa nating pag-usapan very briefly siguro is yung financial support.
Yeah.
Marami ba tayong test the vouchers at maayos ba ang implementation ng mga programa?
Alam mo yung problema dyan, kasi sinasabi ko sa iyo,
Pakiulit pa.
alam ni
Alam ni Atty. Mick.
Doris, yung issue na yan of how we try to see the appropriation of the appropriated amount for the operation of TESDA ay maraming what you call congressional insertion ang nangyayari. And if that is not addressed, really, kakarampot ang dumarating sa mga PBS who should profit from that operation. And that's the most difficult, and that's the lament also of TESDA itself, that they are held bound and tied by the appropriation that is taken by the Senate and Congress.
Oh no.
Father, anong ratio ba ng TVIs ngayon?
Yung
Mm.
yung return to sender na sinasabi, bago ibigay sa
Oo,
appropriation,
okay.
Ay, nako.
Return
you
to
have
sender.
40%
Corruption pa rin.
cut. That's the worst thing, because scholarship would not function if that is the kind of system that we operate to the appropriation.
That's why, Father, ang tanong ko po ano po ang ratio ngayon ng public and private TVIs?
90%.
Ang
10% public and 90% private.
90% pa rin nasa atin sa private.
Pero in terms of in
yung-
terms of students
in
siguro.
terms of students.
Anong
in terms of
Attorney Mick?
students.
Oo, in terms of students.
In terms of institutions, yung sinasabi ni
Oo,
Father.
correct. Oo.
But
90% private, 10% APAC.
Mm-mm.
In terms of appropriation, tinanggal na ng TESDA yung 30-70. Tinanggal na nila. There was a time, I think 3 years ago, the TESDA pronounced that only 70% will, the 70% will go to public, 30% goes to the private. Natanggal na po yun. So, it's really supposedly looking into the quality of schools, the quality of institutions, at sila lang ang makatanggap yung mga nasa listahan nila na quality schools. But in reality, that is not what is happening. Kasi sabi nga ni Father, I think, and sabihin lang natin, opinion lang namin to, na these budget insertions, walang power over that budget ang TESDA to allocate this. Yeah, it's not in their hands, in other words. So, the allocation based on what is approved in the qualification will come from the congressman.
Hindi, so Attorney Mick, kung 30-70 siya noon, allocated by TESDA, 30 private students to,
Yes.
70% public. Ngayon, yung actual data, mga ano na siya, yung very
Yung data
recent.
ngayon, di na namin alam kasi wala na nga sa public lang ito,
Oo.
sa private
So yung
lang
most
ito,
recent
wala
nyo,
nang-
wala kayong
Ang tingin
tansya?
ko nga, there are more private schools receiving the vouchers now. The problem is not the quantity of schools implementing that. It's really the quality of schools implementing the vouchers, the scholarship program. Kasi uneven ang decision or unequal, not unequal, but not equitable in the sense na may isang institution reported to us na katatayo lang, milyon-milyon ang natanggap.
Hindi, pero
Yun,
yung mga
bakit?
estudyante nila, nagkakaroon ng NCs?
I don't know, the metrics is employment always. Yes, we get the metrics of 65%.
Hindi.
Generally, all TVIs really meet the requirement of 65% employment rate because you're not supposed to get another batch of scholarship if you don't meet that. Talaga pinagtatrabuhaan din ng mga institution yung employment or entrepreneurship requirement as a metrics of performance.
So why do you say there are TVET schools which are not which are rather substandard? So ano yung ginagamit ninyong metric doon?
Substandard in the sense that they do not meet the requirements of TESDA. Nabigyan sila ng CPTR but along the way or the program record but in their implementation there are violations. So schools like that are not supposed to get another implementation privilege of the scholarship.
So 65% pala ang requirement ng TESDA. Employment rate.
Employment rate, yeah. Generally across the different qualifications. But there are qualifications that require for higher and there are higher rate and there are qualifications that require for lower rate. Normally, tinitingnan namin yan sa national ratings of employment.
Hindi, I'm trying to kasi make an analogy between that and yung ang lumabas na data ng Philippine Statistics Authority na the grade 12 graduates, we have very high levels of functional illiteracy. Graduate na ng grade 12. No? In other words, kung responsibilidad ng basic ed ang functional literacy in the new definition, no, which is not just reading but comprehension, Not just, knowing how to count, but also being able to solve problems, etc. Ganun din ba ang analogy sa TechVoc? In other words,
It's
parang
possible.
supposedly
Yes.
may NC, pero hindi rin talaga kataas
Functional, yes.
ang skills and competencies level.
Yes, kasi
Yeah.
ang training, siguro ito yung titingnan uli ng TESDA, and perhaps UniTibet can also look into that when that news came out. Parang may ano din kami dun may kasali din tayo dun sa functional literacy because we're so focused on skills. Example ko lang, I always give this an example, Father, yung nakita natin ng isang estudyante na you ask him why that process, why are you doing this step, why do this first, why do that later? And the student cannot answer except to say yung po ang tinuro namin, ayun yung gagawin muna. But cannot explain behind, cannot really explain the process. I think that's an example of functional literacy. Hindi niya kaya yung pero yung performing of the skills, kaya ng estudyante yan, ng mga ano. So although that's not applicable to all of the institutions, marami din kami magaling na institution. Pero yung functional illiteracy is also possible with TechVoc students kasi merong kakulangan sa curriculum, sa TVET curriculum na piniprescribe ng TESDA. I think that's one of the factors there.
I think kung tama ang messaging lang, Doris, that's a good That's a good strategy na kailangan talaga ilagay sa skills yung doon ng nila, no, yung inclination nila. At hindi lahat ay
Nasa university? College?
nasa basic ed pa lang kasi with the 18.9 But I think kaya lang kasi baka may public kasi may backlash, di ba? Sabihin, teka, ba't kami nilalagay sa TechVoc? Pero that's a realistic strategy.
I don't know, but I think what is fair to every Filipino child is that when you graduate basic ed, which is what the state is funding, you are functionally literate. Kasi ang ano ko sa TechVoc is, state-funded din ba ito? 100%.
Not 100%.
Hindi, kasi ang basis ng free basic ed is the Constitution. Tapos yung all levels. 8 to 12 law, walang ganun sa TESDA law.
Father June.
Yeah, for that reason, yun ang sabi ko, it's the kind of holistic formation ang kulang sa bata ng TechVoc. Kasi you cannot hone the values and the different attitudes if you're just on the nominal hours of the skill formation. For that reason, sa Don Bosco, we make it a part na there is the pastoral aspect that you have to develop sa bata, and there is the technical aspect that you have to do, and the whole formation of the bata. No? So yun ang kulang ng TVET. That's why we say it's a holistic. That's why we want to see also how is art appreciated by TVET? How is the sports appreciated by TVET? These are also important aspects of the formation of the student. For that reason, in Don Bosco School, we don't only see the technical skills that are supposed to be gained by the student, but the totality of the person, and therefore the work attitudes, the different formative human values are there. And this is what the industry is looking for.
Kasi pre-K to 12, ganyan na ang Don Bosco schools, right? Bago pa mag-K to 12, it was dual tech, right? In all of high school, tama ba? Or all of K to 10 ba, Father June?
The whole system ng
The whole system?
Education, yeah.
K to 10 before.
Yes. And this is what we are trying to see, how the humanities side of formation of student comes into the technical side of the student.
So what is your concrete proposal about that?
That's why I said it cannot be done by just an individual school. It should be a collaborative effort of all those schools who wanted to see the kind of idea established in their school, and the collaboration of those schools that can put their acts together and try to pursue how that can be a reality by shared personnel, shared programs, shared facilities, and all of this. This is the spirit that we are trying to do. For that reason, we have organized ourselves into zonal representation of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao so that they can have a localized way by which they can address the particular issue pertaining to their zone. And the zone is composed of the different regions. And therefore, the connection of the national, the regional, the provincial, in terms of the structure of TESDA, will now come into what kind of industry that you want, in the enterprise-based, community-based, or institutional-based, because these are different models by which this different institution can come in collaboration.
But with the Enterprise-Based Education and Training Act, how does it, how did it change the,
Why I was asking
Oo.
this group that we have in the group of Red Ayala. So I needed to see how is operationalized in terms of the availability of that for this different sector by which we operate by area.
Mm.
Are there, for example, the PCA, do they have the kind of communication at the regional, the national, where we can communicate together when different agencies that have come together, the confluence of all those different things that put together in synergy.
Mhm.
That is the kind of interaction that we wanted to happen.
Mm.
Pero sinong driver niyan, Father? Who's gonna
That's
do the
why.
driving?
That's why for me, I'm trying to see that in our organization, and therefore leveling it in that way, and leveling it in tandem with TESDA. For example, when we organize our organization in terms of the zona, we always include the whole set of TESDA going into our meeting and trying to understand and how this operation operates in terms of the different level, national, regional, and therefore we see the gaps of where the implementation happens to be stalled. And gusto ko na ngayon sa amin rin, in DepEd, do you have that kind of organization where we can interact together at a particular area and work together?
Kumidlat bigla. Father, nakikisama sa'yo.
And nag-represent ako sa TESDA ng Diploma Course of Automotive. Lumindol.
Ako, wag naman.
So, grabe. Parang naguluhan ako.
Oo nga eh. Pero I think hindi talaga masosolve agad no ng isang
Me naman, I was very optimistic when Secretary
Secretary.
Benitez was appointed, no? So,
I think image-wise also medyo
Ang una kong sinabi kay
Naiba na rin.
sa Attorney Era, ayusin ka natin yung implementing rules and regulation na parati nang pinamumukha sa amin kapag kami nagagawa ng mga proposal. Sabi nito, ganito, sabi nito, ganito. And then, taon ka na, hindi ka na makakilos. No way to innovate.
implementing rules of the TESDA law?
No.
ibet.
The law
Of-
itself. Marami sa law na completing na. Hindi na siya updated. It means-
Implementing rules across.
Oh,
O siya.
Okay, Attorney Mick, kanina ka pa
Yes.
tahimik.
Oh.
Ha?
Wala pa bang tanong, ma'am?
Ha?
Siguro ano na lang.
Yung sa
Oo.
yung sa senior high school, Father, can we mention already? We already submitted a position paper to
Oh.
that.
Okay.
Yung sa senior high school na Tech Pro. And isa dun sa, di naman protesta, but we are just relaying what the sector is saying to DepEd na kung pwede i-review na naman nila uli yung narrowing of the specializations, no? Kasi parang ano na lang siya, naging elective na lang yung ano.
kaya nga,
And
yun
then the other one, Father, that we were talking in our meeting sa Unity event is really the use of the term Tech Pro. Kasi it is short for technical professional and
Correct.
it's very confusing to us, no? And then the other one is if we really want employability of graduates from senior high school, dapat i-reinforce nila yung career guidance, no? Not just guidance council, but the guidance program for the cluster of the Tech Pro cluster, so that matumbok nila kung saan talaga ang skill specialization ng learner. And
Kung baka
then,
gumulo yung
what else,
PQF,
Father?
no? Kung baka gumulo yung
Yes,
PQF
kasi-
kung pro. professional kasi, di ba?
Yung career
Different level.
guidance is substituted by career service. Kasi pag graduate
Yes.
ng bata, hindi lang nagtatapos yung kanyang career guidance doon. It's a career service.
Yes.
Kasi ito
And
naman,
the other point we were looking is really on quality assurance. No, alam namin na yung senior high school is being certified for the vouchers, certified by TEIAC, I think. No, but we are more looking at the certification of the Tech Pro
TechPro.
course at the
TechPro.
cluster itself being handled by DepEd. Kasi if they are going to adopt the training regulations or they're going to adopt standards that have already been adopted by TESDA, kasi papunta din sila sa certification, eh dapat i-certify din sila ng TESDA kasi kami, we are doing the same thing, practically doing the same thing for the 83 qualifications. We are being scrutinized and certified by TESDA. We cannot offer those programs without passing through the scrutiny of TESDA. Pero sila sa DepEd, they can offer that na wala namang certify sa kanila, except for the voucher system, of course.
Yeah.
So gusto namin sana patas ang laban when
But
it
we're
comes
also
to
not
that.
certifying, Attorney Mick. Wala pa kaming certification sa senior high school. Wala.
Sorry.
Wala
Okay.
din talaga.
What I
So,
mean is,
your point is correct. Oo.
Pero dapat talaga.
yeah,
Oo.
so kami kasi mga technical institutions, dumadaan kami sa maraming pinagdadaanan namin just to get a certificate of program registration of a particular qualification.
Tama yun.
And now here comes TESDA, DepEd, doing the same training. Nakikita namin the same training. Ito naman TESDA, pinag-e-embed na nila yung mga qualification doon sa TechPro. We cannot even understand what embedment looks like. Kasi hindi na namin makita yung specialization ng bata actually. There are a lot of listed qualifications there, but we really doubt the implementation na pag-graduate ng bata, merong mastery of skills. Because in TechVoc, we understand competence and then you are being certified as that you have mastered the skill.
Attorney Mick, I have a request lang. May I have a copy of your position paper? Pasend po ng position
Yes.
paper, no? And then second,
Yes, Father, can we send it to Kaya, Father?
Oo.
Yes, ma'am. We
Si
will,
Father
send
June
it
at
to
saka
you.
si Attorney Mick, parang hindi naman sila stressed. Ako na nakikinig sa problema nila, parang ang dami. Parang ang daming gulo.
Sanay naman.
Oo.
Nasanay na sa...
Okay, so I think we will have to wait for the final senior high school curriculum, and then we will see how that Tech Pro, right? They don't want to call it a strand, but that Tech Pro track, okay, will how it will eventually look like, and how the implementation will be, plus of course the necessary regulation, no, of the providers, right? As what Attorney Mick is saying. So siguro doon natin sila kausapin ulit. Itong dalawa.
Yeah.
Itong dalawa.
So parang coordination problem pa rin, But anyway, maraming salamat sa ating mga guests.
We'll ask them for their
Yeah. Father June, would you like to say something
something what?
positive or hopeful?
Hopeful.
I felt very blessed with the people that work with us in the Unity Tibet because they really see that we wanted to have one Tibet with one voice and with one dream. And we were trying to pursue that. And the kind of leadership that we wanted to see happening in our organization. And that is a triad, collaborative leadership coupled with adaptive leadership towards service leadership. And this is done through a synodality, conversation, continuous clarification, continuous meeting minds in order to pursue that dream and to have that kind of unified Tibet pursuing a common direction. So that's our dream. And this is the way we are trying to operate. And therefore, really what's very important is the interaction that has to be happening day by day and growing into that development of personal relationship. So that is what we're trying to do with Unity Tibet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Si Attorney Mick.
Attorney Mick?
Yes, in addition to what Father said, Unity Tibet really have a lot of trainings and programs for the year. We are we have already established ourselves as a free zonal membership. We have Mindanao Zonal Association, we have Visayas Zonal Association, and we have the Luzon Zonal Association. And the different activities are cascaded down to the zones are very effective. And with our new strategic plan, we just completed our new strategic plan. We would like to see a transformed TVET together with TESDA, of course, because we know that we cannot, as Father Juna said, we cannot do this without industry, without that's the magic formula daw sa TVET. Nandun si gobyerno, nandun si industriya, nandun si academy. So we hope that we would be able to realize all these things starting this year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Mick. Thank you, Father June. With that, we'd like to close this episode. But eventually, we will talk about this again, lalo na pag lumabas na yung ating bagong curriculum.
Palagi ko pagka TVET ang topic, hindi episode, dapat series ito.
At ano siya, teleserye.
Teleserye. Ang bida dito.
May kasamang drama.
So maraming salamat po, and we hope we can invite you again, Father June, kung merong, and Attorney Mick, of course, kung merong development sa ating mga ginagawa, whether it's in EDCOM or
in UnityVet.
UnityVet, and of course sa TESDA. So maraming salamat po, and of course with that,
we'd like to thank everyone watching today, and we'd like to again invite you not to follow us. Saan nga ba kami
nasa
fina-follow?
YouTube na tayo.
Okay. Wow, nag-improve na kami. Tama ba? Sa subscribe. So, hindi na sa Facebook. Sa YouTube tayo. Right?
Subscribe in our YouTube.
Usapang Ed Podcast.
Usapang Ed Podcast. Yan ang ating... yan ba
so,
ang
isang
aming
episode
sa YouTube?
na naman ang
Na
natapos.
naman.
Kasama si Attorney Erap na naman.
At si Doc D.
Na naman.
Na naman. Dito sa
Usapang Ed.
Na naman. Yay!